So, if you are new to bread making, I would encourage you to try out this recipe, the Ghanaian tea bread. It's so easy. So, it's typically eaten warm. Typically, just layer it with some butter, and it's just amazing. Um, it's one of the easiest, but interestingly, that's not what I started with. But I would encourage you to shout out to my sister who introduced me to the recipe, and now it's one of my favorites to just like quickly bake and eat in the morning. And so to start out, you're going to need about 10 ounces of flour. You need about a teaspoon of salt, about 1 tablespoon of vegetable butter. If you have margarine, that would be awesome. It does make a difference. Butter, go for vegetable butter. If you have it, it makes a difference. And then nutmeg is a key component. So you start out with your water. Your water should measure about 170 grams. Ideally, you want your temperature to be about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. A little lower, like 107, should be fine for your yeast. But once it gets to that temperature, you add your yeast and your sugar, about a teaspoon of sugar. Keep it in the microwave or a warm place for about 10 minutes. And once it starts bubbling, it's ready to add the other components. So the butter, the salt, the flour. So you add the flour in bits. Um, but yeah, you keep your eye on it. So basically, when I was making this recipe, the water measured less than 170 grams. And so you see me adding additional water in the end. Still, the water temperature should be about 110. So if you're going to adjust, do that. But it all ended up being 170 grams. If I started out with 170 grams, I wouldn't have had to add more water. So basically, you keep you keep on mixing till it becomes doughy. It's hard to explain that, but when you're using a KitchenAid mixer or any other mixer, it's easier to tell. You should be able to also like feel it and stretch it out. But with time, as you keep baking, it will be easier for you to tell. So I grease the pan and then let it rest for about 30 minutes. So I'm not proving at this time. I'm just letting it rest so that it's easier to work. And so once it hits about 30 minutes of resting, you can now shape your dough. Um, and so this is actually something I remember seeing my mother do as I grew up. I wasn't necessarily taught how to shape the bread. I just remember she used to bake a lot and she would just roll it like that. So again, I hope this is helpful just by seeing it. So yeah, you roll it out and then now you can prove it for honestly about 60 minutes. Depends on the temperature at home, or you just eyeball it. But once it's proofed for a bit, you can score it, let it rest again if you need to continue proving so it's about 2 times. Um, and then once that is ready, you can put it in an oven of about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Bake. You don't need it to be very brown because you don't want a dry tea bread. So once it's done, you can let it rest for a bit and it's ready for some butter to complement it. Or if it's a day or two old, just toast it and add some eggs or sausage or however you like your bread. But I hope you enjoyed it. Try it and leave a comment. See you soon.